As the United States approaches 250 years, one truth becomes increasingly clear. The American experiment did not endure simply because of its ideas. Ideas matter, but ideas alone do not sustain nations. People do. And more specifically, the character of the people who lead the nation. The founders understood this at the very deep level. They knew that constitutions and laws and institutions can only function well if the individuals entrusted with leadership possess the integrity, discipline, and a sense of duty to something larger than themselves. Because without those qualities, even the best designed systems eventually fail. Leadership, in their view, was never meant to be the pursuit of personal power. It was meant to be a responsibility carried for the benefit of others. That belief comes to life in two of the most important figures of the founding era, George Washington and John Adams. Both men understood something essential. The success of the American experiment would depend not just on winning independence, but on demonstrating a different kind of leadership. Leadership rooted in character, not ambition. Let's start with Washington. Revolutions often produce powerful, charismatic leaders, but they also often produce instability. History's filled with examples of movements that replaced one form of centralized power with another. The American Revolution could have followed the same path. At the end of the war, the Continental Army had just defeated the most powerful empire in the world. Washington was widely admired. His soldiers were fiercely loyal. In many revolutions, this is the moment when a military leader takes control of a country. But Washington chose something different, very different. He gave up power. When the war ended, he resigned his commission and he returned to private life. And his mindset was captured in something he once wrote. When we assumed the soldier, we did not lay aside the citizen. Think about that. Even at the height of power, he saw himself not as a ruler, but as a citizen. That decision shocked the world. King George III in England reportedly said that if Washington truly walked away from power, he would be the greatest man in the world. Why? Because George Washington understood something fundamental. If this experiment was going to work, leadership had to look different here. Power had to be restrained, not accumulated. Washington wasn't the most dynamic speaker. He wasn't the most flamboyant personality, but he possessed something far more powerful, his character. And he understood that leadership is not just about decisions, it's about example. Every action he took was setting a standard for a nation that didn't yet know what it would become. If he pursued personal glory, others would follow. If he modeled restraint, discipline, and humility, those qualities might spread. So he chose the harder path, duty, over personal advantage. Now let's look at John Adams. If Washington represented restraint, Adams represented something equally important, moral courage. Adams wasn't always popular. He could be blunt, stubborn, independent. But those qualities allowed him to do something critical, to speak the truth, even when it wasn't convenient. During the early debates over independence, many still hoped reconciliation with Britain was possible. But Adams saw something different. He believed the colonies had already crossed the line, and he argued forcefully that independence was inevitable. His persistence helped move the entire Congress forward. Years later, as president, he faced an even more difficult decision. Tensions with France were escalating. Public pressure for war was building, and politically, war would have been the easier choice. But Adams chose restraint. He pursued diplomacy. And his philosophy is captured in something he once said, always stand on principle, even if you stand alone. That's leadership. Because that decision cost him. It hurt his popularity. It continued to his losing the next election. But he believed it was right for the country. Leadership sometimes means standing alone. Now here's where this becomes very real for us. The founders didn't see leadership as something limited to government. They believed a republic required leadership throughout society, in communities, in institutions, and yes, in businesses. Because when you build something, you lead, whether you intended to or not. You shape people, you shape culture, you shape outcomes. Employees watch how you behave under pressure. Customers watch whether you keep your word. Communities watch whether you contribute or simply extract. And from those observations, trust is formed. And trust always begins with character. One of Washington's greatest insights was that leadership communicates the most powerfully through example, not through speeches, through behavior. If leaders are disciplined, teams become disciplined. If leaders show respect, respect spreads. If leaders cut corners, those corners multiply. Culture is contagious and it builds on itself. And this is especially true in the world of small business. Across this country today, millions of owners and operators are leading organizations every day. Repair shops, construction firms, service businesses, those are not glamorous roles, but they are incredibly important because those leaders decide whether people grow or stagnate, whether teams become strong or fragment, whether businesses become trusted institutions or just transactional places. Those decisions shape lives. And the best leaders think beyond themselves. Washington did, Adams did. They made a decision based on what would strengthen the future, not just benefit the present. That's the essence of legacy. So here we are, America at 250. Not just the inheritors of their ideas, but stewards of it. And that responsibility demands something from us, not perfection, character. Because in the end, this experiment was never sustained by ideas alone. It was sustained by leaders who understood something simple and powerful. Character must come before power. And if we get that right, the next chapter won't just continue, it will be worthy of what came before it. I'll see you next time.